hit the button again.
Oh. Okay.
Take 7.
I lost count.
They lost count.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Dick Burns.
Dan Arnold.
Yeah. All right, so we're on the way home from the first official DLC in Atlanta. Technically, it was the second official, but we're in North America, so it was our first official.
Yeah, and everyone knows America is the center of the world.
Yeah, no, that's bullshit.
Just look on Twitter. Stop cursing.
Maybe I should stop cursing.
You're bad for.
Did I say?
You're bad for the brand.
Did I say another? Oh, bad for the brand. I don't even remember saying another curse. I said.
I remember you cursed 2 weeks ago. This is getting egregious.
Yeah, it's getting bad. No, it's your fault.
I don't curse.
Sometimes. That's not true. You curse all the time. No, but seriously. I guess we do a little small recap of the weekend, right?
Sure.
Okay, because everybody wants to hear about that, right?
Probably not.
Probably not. But just in case, we can talk about the experience of the first official Lorcana challenge hosted by Pro Play Games. Shout out to George Machado and the team.
Yep, great team. Shout out to Ben the Judge and John the Judge.
Yeah.
They were fantastic as always. Always a pleasure. Sorry, I don't really know any of the other judges. They were also fantastic.
There was a bunch. Googly Glimmer from Googly Glimmers. Glimmer Gang judges. I met Manicor this weekend. He was judging. I met.
I'm not popular enough for these people.
I met a lot of people. I'm so sorry. It was fun to see the Discord names to faces and then understanding what people now look like. So the next one, I don't need to figure it out. I just know.
Yeah, I also met a lot of people, and it was fantastic. I thought I was this little speck. I'm a slightly larger speck, actually. So that was great.
Little speck.
Don't pan the camera down there. I brought signed cards. They were all given away.
Yeah.
I signed deck boxes, badges, cards people played from bad decks that I made that I somehow won tournaments with.
What was your favorite thing that you signed all weekend?
It was a deck box full of someone's collection that I actually owned for 10 seconds before I walked it back to him.
Okay.
So that was it. Otherwise, maybe the Forbidden Mountain badge where a bunch of us signed it.
Yeah, that was a cool one.
That was awesome.
I think my favorite was my round 1 opponent, which was my only 0-2 on the day. Shout out to Austin. After the match, he kindly asked me to sign the score pad, so I signed my death on the day in my 0-2 round.
That's awesome. That should get framed.
It's my only 0-2 of the DLC, so there you go. It was all uphill from there.
Yeah.
Or downhill. Is it downhill? Oh, downhill? Uphill?
No, we went up.
It was uphill.
We're moving on up.
Moving on up.
To the east side.
That's very fair. I don't know. I thought, and I don't really want to, I don't really like to talk too much about the bad things when you don't have to, but I personally think that aside from the melee server issues of just taking really too long for players to get their actual seating, I thought the event was run pretty damn well.
Yeah, if you consider it was their first time, and if you consider just how quickly the event was put together, then I would agree for sure. There were some hiccups, maybe talk about it in the future, but only constructively.
Yeah.
And there was nothing that seriously dampened the day.
No, and even with the lunch break, it still went, I don't know, I guess fairly fast. We started at 10, we were out of there about 10, so it was about a 12-hour day for 9 rounds with a lunch.
I didn't even notice. The amount of meeting people, talking to people, it's kind of like when you go to the gym and walk on the treadmill for an hour. Yeah. It's grueling, but then if you go with a buddy, it's
that's why you have a gym buddy.
Yeah. That's why we have, never mind.
Yeah, no, I think it was fun. It was crazy, honestly. I remember, I don't know, like you weren't there. I think I got there before you on the morning. And I remember walking into the room and I was like immediately blown away by the sheer amount of Disney Lorcana players. At one point I was standing directly in the middle of the room in front of where you could stand in the ticket line to get your prizes, and I took 4 photos. And I swear to you that in those photos, you couldn't reach your arm out in any direction without touching someone from wall to wall, which was crazy.
I got there within like the last 10 minutes before the player meeting.
Okay.
And I could get like 5 feet into the room.
Yeah.
Before it was just super overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I agree.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was really, the other thing, for us, we traveled to a bunch of Star City Games events. And when you walk around that room and all the vendor halls, it's like, oh, magic, and then like itty bitty Lorcana sections. It was so cool to go up and see vendors stacked with Lorcana. Like it was cool to see that finally in person.
Yeah. Shout out 95 Game Center. If you remember, it's a sponsor.
Send me a hoodie. But yeah, so that was cool. That was fun. The player meeting was, I don't know, a little bit long, like 40 minutes-ish. And then we had a 20-minute in between to get to our round. But, we were off the races.
I got lucky in the player meeting.
Yeah.
Everyone around me knew me basically and wanted autographs. So
nice.
I was starting the day off strong. I was stoked.
I remember legitimately, because the seating structure was very confusing at first. Because there was like numbers in like the 700s, but then there was colors, and then they were different colors like per 50 numbers or something like that. And I remember thought I was finding my tables, and then I was wrong. And then I was like, Judge, please tell me where my table is, because I have no idea. And then I remember getting to my table, sitting down, and I looked across the way and I saw my good friend First to 20, Mr. Mike Skinner, and I was eyeing him up, and then he took a weird video of me, but it was okay. Shout out to him. And yeah, so then we were off and running. But, we played 9 rounds. Now leading into it, we talked a lot about the 2-game format. Now that we've officially played in it, right? Like, how do you feel about it?
Hate it.
Really?
Hate it.
Why?
It's so stressful.
Okay.
I don't like being
like a bad
stressed.
way?
Yes, I don't like stress. Stress is stressful.
Stress is stressful.
Okay? Listen, when I go into a best of 3, I'm like a worst case scenario type person, and I'm like, all right, I get the jitters out game 1. It's okay if I drop it. I can still pick up the other 2. This one, even when I win game 1, I'm like, oh my God, now I gotta win game 2.
Right.
At least if they owe to me, it's like they were just better and the matchup was bad. But if I don't get the bonus point, I feel like, hey, we didn't finish this, but I guess we'll just get up anyway and walk away and never see each other again. It's so stressful.
Okay.
How do you feel?
All right. So I enjoyed it, but I can see the pros and cons of it. Okay, like I can fairly assess the pros and cons. However, what I really felt was kind of remembering a conversation I had, I think at PAX Unplugged, with Steve, and kind of like discussing players playing the event and not the tournament, and not the standings and not those things, and having people always kind of feel like necessary to be in tournaments. And what I found very interesting is that in round 7 and round 8, when you're looking at the cut to top 64 and you're looking at the point structure and the way that you can achieve points, I felt that even after round 6, there was probably about 200 players that were still capable, maybe even more than 200 players that were still capable of achieving a top 64 based on the point structure. So in normal tournaments, that's just not true. You get to round 7, you probably lock up 4 spots, and then round 8 comes in, you lock up another 2 spots, and then that left, like in that final round, maybe there's like 1 random here, 1 random there, but everything is really already just concluded in like these normal long 9-round tournaments because players are just able to like draw and just get there. But because it was a top 64 cut, because of the point structure and how you can achieve a bonus point, you really had a lot of players all in the same, trying to achieve this like impossible feat of going, I need a 2-0 round 7, 8, and 9, and if I do that, I'm gonna have enough points to be in day 2. Shout out to Scott Landis, he got there.
The Michael Jordan trading card games.
He can win Spectral Tigers.
I can't.
So, when you start seeing that part of it, you can kind of understand, like, hey, there's some good here. Like, if the goal is to have players play the length of the tournament and always be invested in the position they're in, then I think the 2-game format is successful.
Yeah, I was one of those people that had to 2-0 the last 3 rounds, and just like the actual Cinderella story, I made it to the ball.
There you go.
I got the ball.
There you go.
I then only got to let it go because the bubble was drastic.
Yeah, I think,
but I am fortunate and happy to get that let it go.
Right.
Let's not pretend I'm not.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is with the bubble, if there is something to complain about, I think the number was like, I don't know, 50 plus people on the bubble, which that just can't be a thing.
We were also in the top 4.7% of performers.
Top 4.7, the top 100, which is great. 94, 95.
Yeah, what place did you get?
94, 95. Yeah. We'll never hear the end of it.
Dick's on top. Okay.
Yeah, per usual. But made me lose my train of thought. Yeah, 50 plus players with the same point record, and really all that tells me is that there should have A, been another round, or B, there should have been a better cut. Likely cut to 128, I think, puts like 30 people in the same point total, from 122 to 149, whatever that number is. So that's a lot less than 50. So maybe that's what we're trying to achieve. I don't know. But top 64 with legitimately 50 plus people on the same point record, probably not the greatest thing.
There's always going to be a bubble, obviously.
Yeah.
There's like nothing we can do about that.
Yeah.
But when you expand the player pool 4 times,
right,
but then only double the day 2, that also seems...
Yeah.
It seemed disheartening even going into the weekend.
Yeah. I mean, and the other thing that I will say is, if you finish in the top 10%, in the top 256, from 256 to 150, they didn't get a single prize.
Yeah.
They finished in the top 10% of a 2,000 person tournament, and they didn't get anything. So that would probably be another thing that I would be suggesting, like, hey, we should probably get some level of prize for that type of finish, because that's a successful finish. Top 10% in one of the largest tournaments, that's a good thing. You should be getting something for that. I don't know if it's prize wall tickets, half a box, like just literally anything to celebrate.
Guarantee into the next one.
That would be interesting.
So you can run it back.
The problem is that those tickets are already sold out by the time, right? We're already going to Chicago in 10 days.
I just found that out.
I just said that 10 days.
I just found that out.
Spoiler alert, we will not have a car vlog because we'll be flying. We booked our tickets this morning, ridiculously cheap. So good. Shout out to American. So good. But yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully, you look at these events, and I kind of say it like in my own stuff, like you always want to try and get better, even if it's 1%. I think that these are small things, but they can definitely be capitalized on, maybe bigger cut, maybe bigger pricing for a little further out. It doesn't have to be a promo, it doesn't have to be. But what they could have done is they could have gave out 12 tickets and said, oh, here's 12 tickets, take your 12 tickets, go get a non-photo Cinderella, right?
That'd be fantastic.
That would be a cool prize to pick up for top 12. Or even if they just said, hey, here's 6 tickets or 8 tickets, like now all you have to do is go play in one side event, pick up your tickets, and like you have something to do on Sunday, you have something like to strive for, maybe make it a little bit easier.
A reason to have people come back Sunday.
Right? I think that's important. Although I will say, I played in a 200-person sealed event on Sunday, so it's not like there weren't people there.
I agree. I know people, and I personally know people who walked in and saw that line,
yeah,
and drove home.
That's crazy. I just decided not to do anything until the afternoon.
Same. Yep. I just went back. I got one draft in. I got a promo for the collection and was happy.
Yeah, I got a Rapunzel. I was happy with that.
Yeah.
I was chilling. Well, we kind of started with this and ended with this last time, but 10 days. God, I can't believe that. I really can't believe that. There's 10 days until Chicago, guys.
He had to pull out his phone and show me the calendar.
I literally had to.
I thought it was at least a month.
I had to point it out.
Yeah, my wife is gonna kill me.
Yeah, my wife is gonna kill me too. Shout out to Kylie and Liz.
The actual MVPs.
MVPs of the weekend, taking care of the kids. We love you so much.
I wouldn't even have luggage without Liz. I would stop at Walmart like I used to do and just buy all brand new clothes.
Nice. Well, you can't buy Forbidden Mountain Dick Burn shirts at Walmart.
Yeah, maybe they can in the future.
That'd be cool. 10 days. We still haven't played any constructed games with set 4. That'll be fun.
I don't know if I've read all the cards yet.
I don't know. I was opening my sealed and for the first time reading them like in my hand. Because even though I opened like 60 boxes, I didn't read them really. So
I drafted 3 Anna and 3 Hans.
that seems good.
And after winning the draft, Dan told me what Hans did.
Yeah.
So
he's like, yeah, I think Hans is kind of good. You know, if you have a princess. I'm like, no. If there's a princess in play, he's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Crazy. It got that small percent better.
Card gamers don't read stuff.
Reading,
guys.
no. Reading's no bueno. You will use all your brain power. You have to pretend to memorize it to the photo.
That's very fair. But we got 10 days. It's coming up. I don't know. There's going to be a lot of coverage coming up on the channel about it. We're going to be discussing, I don't know, potential decks, stuff. Maybe we get a non-car ride stream for me and Dick this week. Cause if you want to see more, we're loving the D&D sessions here. Hit me up in the comments, let me know, and I think Dick and I we can work that out.
We can figure this out.
I would like to give an opportunity real quick. Dick, you have a YouTube channel that you're helping someone with.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
I'm not that guy.
It doesn't matter. You're here, right? We're talking.
Well, you're gonna have to link it because I'm pretty sure it's called Lore Chronicles.
There you go, Lore Chronicles.
I might be wrong, so you can link it.
I'm pretty confident it's called Lore Chronicles. Shout out to Natalie. She was wonderful this weekend.
Natalie is also an MVP. She is great.
It was great.
Willoughby's on Twitter.
There you go. All the links. Check them out. They had their first video come out this weekend. There's also a funny trailer out there. So
yeah, somewhere. I think it's on Twitter.
Yeah.
Do you think I'll get my deck before midnight this time?
Oh, so you're complaining about your deck now?
I mean, I didn't know.
Hold on. He beats me in standings because I hand him a deck, and he's like, "Yeah, I better get it before midnight."
I know.
Stay in the right house.
I know I'm a bit dumb. I know I'm a bit dumb and might accidentally leak a deck and can't be trusted until the day of the event to make it. But, maybe 10 p.m. I could try it.
10 p.m. a little bit better. 9 p.m. I don't even remember what time we got back from dinner. Actually, that's not true. I cooked dinner that night. That's right. I cooked dinner for everyone that night. Dick, you missed out.
You waited for me to leave.
I waited for you to leave, and I cooked dinner for everyone.
You knew which day I'd be gone.
It was fun. I had a blast.
Oh my god, I had an amazing time. I had an amazing time with the Forbidden Mountain. I had an amazing time with Luxury Games. And I had actually the best time meeting you guys. So the rest of them can suck it. If you saw me and didn't come up and talk to me and you wanted to, please do. Yeah. I really appreciate it. Like, I made eye contact with some people and they kind of looked like they recognized me, but I didn't know if I was just being vain.
Yeah.
So I just kept it moving.
Yeah.
But you had a comment I saw on Facebook. Somebody said that they saw you, but wasn't sure if they should talk to you.
Yeah, no, listen, just come say hi. The amount of love and support the channel of the brand of the Forbidden Mountain got this weekend was, I can't even, I don't know, surreal, astonishing, remarkable. I could keep naming them, but it was phenomenal. It really was. I had such a wonderful time meeting so many people. It was crazy. From the moment I got there and was in line for my badges, till I handed out the playmat, to Peyton, all the way to trying to leave Sunday, in all honesty.
We got kicked out of the hall.
We basically got kicked out of the hall. So, you know, it was a lot of fun. It really was. I think my favorite moment of the weekend, without a doubt, it has to be when Dick 2-0'd his last round. And I could make eye contact with him. I'm just like, oh, I see Dick, and then I see him. He has like a little smirk on his face, and he makes his way around the crowd of people that I was standing in. And he just like picks me up, and he just gives me a big hug, and it was pretty great. It was a really fun moment. I wish that was actually recorded. That would have been A+.
That was a month of us just destroying
each
ourselves
other.
Emotionally, one-wanting any decks we picked up, one,
Yeah.
and thinking this is the most pointless drive to Atlanta ever for it to turn out to be probably the best event I've ever attended.
Yeah.
Also, thank you everyone for acknowledging that the Forbidden Mountain is in fact my channel. About 50 of you. Thank you so much.
Unofficial co-owner of the Forbidden Mountain, Big Birds. Too funny. But yeah, it was really awesome. You know, again, we're here 10 days from Chicago. It's gonna be a long, probably really short 10 days. We're gonna blink, we're gonna be there. Kind of like how we were driving like 6 days ago to Atlanta, and I'm just like, I can't believe it's Monday.
Listen, when you're with one of your best friends, no wives, no one to tell you what to do.
Don't say that. You'll stay up till 3 in the a.m. and making fun of each other. That's what you'll do.
That is exactly what you'll do, and you'll have to drive home
12 hours afterwards on 4 hours of sleep.
Oh my God!
Great way.
Well,
Thank you guys so
no
much.
one tells you a bad beat story.
Yeah, or 13 of them. Love you, Drew. But seriously, shout out to the team. Everyone did remarkable. Scott, George, and Rob, Anna. Sorry, my bad. Scott, George, and Anna. Top 64. Congrats to you guys. You all killed it. And shout out to Joshua. The deck was phenomenal, right? I mean, it was such a creative way to finish out the Inklands metagame. If you haven't seen the deck list yet, it's phenomenal. Perdita, Amethyst. Like, I saw the name that he named it. Now I forget. I feel bad because I only read it while I was like driving. You know, it was great. But
congrats everybody.
Congrats. You know, the top 8, top 16s for getting nationals invites. The foils. If anyone hasn't seen the foils in person, they are gorgeous. I promise you. But yeah, here we are, 10 days from Chicago. This is our go home show for Atlanta, and bon voyage to the Inklands metagame.
Thank God.
And we will see you guys in the next one. Thank you.